Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today, I'm doing another request for a hero in the Marvel Rivals style. This one comes from the YouTube comment section from user GlamRockChica2910, who wanted to see me design a concept for War Machine, aka Colonel James Rhodes, aka Rhodey, in Marvel Rivals. And if there's a character you want to see me draw in the Rivals art style, be sure to leave it in the comment section of this video. But now, onto the speed draw. I'm gonna be fully honest, I really wasn't sure about fulfilling this request. I'm not used to drawing armored characters at all, much less designing complicated machine-like elements, so I knew that this one would be a challenging design to tackle. I'd been putting it off for a while there because I didn't have any strong ideas for what a War Machine design would look like, and I also knew that the armor would be a really hard thing to figure out, especially when I had to set it apart from the Iron Man armor that already exists in the game. But eventually I figured it would be a good challenge for myself artistically, so here we are. As with all of the videos in this series, the whole design process went through several rather messy sketch phases, so for the sake of time and also neatness, I've cut those parts out of the process. You are seeing me do the line art, which in itself took longer than normal because of all the different layered parts. But let's talk about the design. One thing that helped make the process a lot easier was that I figured out the class before anything else. Because I think if there ever was a character that was basically a tank in human form, I think it would be War Machine. It's not that I think he's the tankiest character ever functionally, but I mean if you were to take an actual tank and somehow turn it into personal wearable armor, you would get the War Machine suit. So now that we've established that War Machine would be a vanguard in this Rivals concept, I had a better idea of what to do with the character. Basically, I would try to make this character as big as possible, without going too far into Hulkbuster territory, and for it to also look like a realistic suit that would be worn by a human man. This also really helped to set this design apart from the Iron Man design in the game. The Rivals Iron Man suit has a very sleek and futuristic design, and a lot of the armor seems to be sculpted perfectly to the human form, which gives it a bit more of a smoother and softer look all over, except for the arc reactor, which is much more angular. And that is why for War Machine, I went for the exact opposite, in a sort of same but different fashion. Rhodey's armor is very chunky and angular all around, save for the circular arc reactor in the chest plate. Outside of design reasons, I think this could also be explained in lore. Tony Stark is obviously the genius behind the armor, and he would likely be constantly making changes to improve the design and functions of his own suit. And I think that although he would love to do the same for Rhodey, Rhodey might be less familiar with the technology, especially if it's always changing. I feel like Rhodey is a very straight-edge, practical kind of guy, with a military background and all, and he probably wouldn't want a lot of changes to his suit unless it was absolutely necessary or really practical. So my design has him looking a little less futuristic than Tony's armor. Out of all the designs I've done so far, this one feels the most complicated, although it still is nowhere near as detailed as some of the actual Rivals designs. I mean, it could also just feel that way to me because I'm not used to deviating so far from human anatomy, so everything felt harder and took longer. To be fair, I did all of this in under a week, and I also don't design a lot of suits of armor. I'm pretty glad with how this design turned out, but I doubt I'll be doing anything like this again anytime soon. Still, thank you again to GlamRockChica2910 for this request, and to everyone watching this, please let me know which other characters you want to see in this design series. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at KaylinVerse to see more of my work. You can support me directly on my Ko-fi page through donations or buying some digital items like phone and desktop wallpapers. I've also got an in-print store, so check that out if you want some art prints. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.